In the summer of 2013, a group of young people from around Cambridgeshire visited the Diocese of Vellore in South India. The purpose of the visit was to get to know the young people of the diocese and help them with their conversational English. 2 members of the group spent time at the Women's Industrial School in Palomar.
There was a group of 18 girls and about 13 in the hostel. We got to know them by going to their tailoring classes and cross-stitching classes. While we were there, we got to make a pencil case and cross-stitch our names. It was nice meeting the girls because they were such a small group. We got to get to know them and got quite close to them.
I think it was just amazing to meet these girls who came from such different backgrounds. And the kind of prerequisite for the WIS, Women's Industrial School, is that they've dropped out of high school. So all of them have done high school to a degree, but just finding out the different, what level they got up to and why they dropped out and if there was a reason that they had to do that, and that was really interesting.
The rest of the group visited schools.
We went into several classes and taught them songs, taught them a bit of English, talked about where we come from, explained some of the differences between England and India that they might not have known. And they were so enthusiastic and so happy that we were there. It was really overwhelming. They all wanted to touch us and shake hands with us and say hi and test their English out on us.
God is good to me, God is good to me, God is good to me. Some trees are for chatting, as if each day has no end.
Me and Jonathan went around to different classes, and to start off with it was just us 2 in a pair, going and handing out the pictures. We started off with a routine and talking about ourselves, talking about England, where we come from, and just teaching them about us. And then if they had any questions, then we tried to answer them to the best of our abilities. And I think to start with the younger ones, they weren't as good at asking the questions, but they still had some very good questions and they were very interested and they had a lot of energy. But then when we got to the older ones, we actually managed to have some proper conversation with them, which was really nice to do and to see that with them.
As well as various hospitals and institutions.
I visited 3 hospitals. I visited Van der Vassy Hospital, I visited Scudder Memorial Hospital, and I also looked around CMC. The hospitals I found quite a shock to the system because they're so different from what we've got at home. But I did find it was quite overwhelming just how willing to help everybody was. Although the facilities weren't the same as we have in the UK, everyone was so caring and they were very focused on getting people better.
And joined in with youth fellowship meetings.
So each evening we visited different church youth fellowships to spend time with the young people, just chatting to them, getting to know them and sharing a bit about our experiences of church and of being involved in youth activities. It was interesting to begin with because we realised the young people here go right up to age kind of 35, so it was completely different from the perception of young people in England. And to begin with, it was quite hard to get some discussion going because there was quite a big age gap between ourselves and the young people that we were talking to. We generally got into smaller groups with the youth fellowships to spend time sharing some of the photos we had of Cambridgeshire, to talk about church experiences, school experiences, just to ask questions about the young people's experiences here, and also to allow them to ask us questions.
For everyone, the visit had highlights and challenging moments and has left an impression on their lives.
Whilst we've been here, I've seen all sorts of different people and met many different people and seen their faith and their determination when in hard situations, especially at, I think it was Scudder Memorial Hospital, where the doctor kept saying, our faith in God will ensure everything will be fine no matter what happens, no matter whether we can't pay the doctors or if we go bankrupt or whatever. Our faith in God will ensure that everything will be okay, and to see that has reaffirmed some faith in me that whatever happens in my life, it's nothing compared to what goes on here.
What I've enjoyed here is meeting the people and being in the schools with all the younger ones and seeing how the school differs from schools back home. Like the fact that their classrooms are so compact, and then ours at home, we only have like about 20 people in it. And what I've seen that I found difficult is the poverty around us and how big the divide is between rich and poor.
I think the thing that has inspired me most is being in the schools. We visited lots of different church schools, and seeing the way that the teachers have taught using their faith and using the Bible just as part of everyday lessons has been really inspirational. Right from assembly in the morning, where all the pupils take part in daily worship, through to in the classroom, especially in English lessons, where teachers are explaining different concepts, and they refer to God a lot, and they talk a lot about their own faith. And it really made me think about how, in a lot of contexts, we don't. We keep our faith as a private thing, or something which is just in church, or just on a Sunday morning. And actually here the Christians live out their faith every day in everything. So that's really encouraged me to be more open, and to be more open in talking to other people and asking questions about their faith journey, rather than just keeping it as something that we keep to ourselves.
The 7 young people also touched the lives of those they met, and their visit will strengthen the links between Cambridgeshire and the Diocese of Vellore.
Well, I'm very glad to be with the youth team that visited the Diocese of Vellore in this summer 2013. Unlike the previous visits, this year the youth team is very much enthusiastically and very actively involved in the mission and ministry of the diocese. Certainly I feel it's a great honor for us to have the youth team in the diocese, and really we value the experience that we gained from the youth through sharing their ideas as well their experience with the church leaders and the youth of the church and their schools.